All right, welcome back. Now it's time for us to get into our community conversations and find out what's really going on in certain communities and talk to some people to help us throw light on the challenges that they may face. Now, we're going to go over to Suame. And as we were speaking earlier, we made mention of the fact that Chairman Wuntumi, as he's popularly known in the Ashanti region, has been complaining and begging the government to, step in and make sure that the Suame interchange has been, it's built, it's finished. The project is finished so that it would bode well for the fortunes of the MPP in the upcoming 2024 elections. Now, we do have what he said for you. We're going to play that shortly. But before we do that, we have a report for you by our colleague Edward Opomafo. Earlier in the year, he brought us a report basically showing the situation on the ground. Let's take a look at that report, reminding us ourselves of how bad things have been. And then we'll come back. We'll also give you what Chairman Wuntumi is saying as well, and then we'll continue with the conversation.
Residents in the Ashanti region have in recent times intensified claims that despite being the stronghold of the new patriotic party, NPP, the incumbent government has neglected them. They say the government has failed to fulfill its promise of constructing 6 interchanges in the region as captured in previous budget documents and reiterated by the Minister of Roads and Highways on several occasions. These are interchanges at Ahonjo, Santasi, Airport Roundabout, Oforikrom, Bekwai Roundabout, and Suame Roundabout. Shortly after residents of Suame attempted to attack their Member of Parliament, who doubles as the majority leader in Parliament, Osei Chemin Sabonsu, the government announced that it was set to begin the construction of the Suame Interchange and Complementary Roads Project. Miss Fanfare, President Akufo-Addo, on October 18, 2022, cut short for the construction of the project. The 4th-year Suame Interchange project is expected to improve urban mobility and travel times in the Ashanti region. The stretch links 5 major routes, namely Mampon Road, Ofinsu Road, Ring Road towards Abripo from the west, the Ring Road towards the east from the airport, and the Kejitia Road. During the sword cutting ceremony, the Ashanti Regional Minister, Simon Oseminsa, categorically stated that the Suame Interchange and Complementary Roads project will be completed by December 2024. President Akufo-Addo, on his part, urged the contractors to strictly apply itself to the completion deadline.
The construction of the Suame Interchange is going to be undertaken by MS Grupo Dizima of Spain and Rango Construction Limited, a Ghanaian company. The complementary road component will be undertaken wholly by the Ghanaian firm Rango Construction Company Limited, with supervision of the entire project being the responsibility of the Ministry of Roads and Highways through the Department of Urban Roads. They are to ensure the country gets value for money, as well as ensure strict adherence to completion dates.
The Roads and Highways Minister, Kwesi Amwakwata, reiterated a call for the contractors to ensure the project is completed within schedule. 4 months after the mouth-watering assurances, there seems to be no actual work being done. Citi News' visit to the area saw that there were no visible signs of actual construction works on the interchange project or the complementary roads. What appears to have heightened doubts that the government perhaps is not attaching the necessary seriousness to the project is the fact that the Ashanti Regional Minister made a U-turn on the completion date for the project. In a recent interview on Kumasi-based POFM, Mr. Simon Oseminsa says the project cannot be completed by 2024, contrary to the assertion he made during the sword cutting in October 2022.
And just you abandon, they will rango for no, Ebe site.
Yeah.
Ababe ye ejumano. The only thing is that we cannot finish by the end of 2024 because that particular project, 36 months. Complementary route, and 24 months. But no dear. Enkoyese Sofu line. Yatina wa fi na ya be even the first phase original I person kumu wi man a na ya to aso akosi baby na one two boot no one.
The recent revelation by the regional minister and the fact that actual work has not started has got tongues wagging. Residents fear, just like the dream of having a Sofoland interchange, which has not been fully realized, the Suame interchange project could be another example. They have thus intensified calls for the government to pay attention to projects in the Ashanti region.
What I think the government should do is that they should take things serious about projects like this. I think when it comes to Ashanti region, haven't they taken us for granted? That's how I feel. They have taken us for granted. So they come and then they cut the saw. They say they are going to do the project and then they come up with different stories. And I don't even know, should I say they are lies? So I would say that they should take things serious when it comes to projects like this.
If the funding is there and you did promises that by 2024 this project will be completed, so what is the reason why you are telling us that 2024 it will not be completed? Then there is something wrong somewhere, and they need to come back again and tell us what the reason is, because this particular reason is not here nor there. So we want a better explanation to this particular project, and we need it urgently. Actually, I have not seen any road diversion. If they are not coming to do it, actually, I have not seen any road diversion. If my memory serves me right, I have not seen any road diversion. Maybe they are yet to do it.
And what about the markings and all that?
They've done the markings, okay, the buildings from here to that's where they told us that the project will end. I've seen all the markings, the building that will they are going to demolish. But I've not seen any road diversion that maybe because of this project, these particular people are going to take this place for the commencement of the road. We've not seen anything of that sort.
Despite government's assurances that this project, the Suame interchange project, will be completed, some residents are a bit skeptical because they say they have not seen actual work being done, and that they want government to start it as early as possible and also to ensure that.
All right, so there you have that first report brought earlier to us by our colleague Edward Opomafo, and I hope you saw that last image there of the architectural 3D model of the finished project. Very beautiful, very, very beautiful, but on the ground. Remember?
You got me right.
Yeah.
But why do we rush to make promises and stuff like that? Sometimes I really believe. Okay, hold on. No. Sometimes I really believe that when our leaders are speaking, they know within themselves that it won't happen.
But they're just like
you see,
looking at our faces and telling us stories.
I'm also tempted to believe that we also know
that it
won't happen. Oh, yet we are all, remember with the Suame interchange, when the whole issue came up, when the MP was there with all the hustling and stuff like that going on, and the promise came and the sword cutting came. The people said that we are not going to rush to be happy. We are not just going to be excited about it. We want to wait and see the project built before we can say, indeed, this is there. So it looks like right from day one, the people took the whole promise with a pinch of salt.
No, but you see, Sofo line is there as a standing example of a scam. And for so many years, it's only now that they're about to finish.
And what makes me shudder a little bit is the fact what triggered the promise. Okay. It was because something happened. And so we need to move in to also say something. Not my worry or my concern, even at the time, was an interchange is not something that you just throw to the people. No. It's not like a borehole. No. So that the people go like, we don't have water, we don't have water. You get angry and say that, okay, we are going to construct a borehole. It is an interchange.
super expensive.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So you don't come there and
you see,
let the people say we don't have the roads.
See,
we don't.
What they could even have done, and I want to pardon my ignorance in all of this, but what they could even have done is literally do resurfacing of town roads. Do you understand? Yes. You know what they've done in like Laboni, for example, and parts of Tesano, resurfacing.
Yes.
Give them a thick 4-layer of bitumen. Don't even announce you're going to do. Just go and do. One morning they'll wake up, all the roads around the roundabout and go in a little further. Have been done.
Because Kumawu has taught us that it is doable. It is possible. We can construct roads overnight.
You come and promise interchange.
You know what I heard interchange? I startled.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Interchange? People are angry, and so you interchange.
Yeah.
Well, they are demanding the interchange.
Yeah, bring it now.
Because look at the image.
Yeah.
Is this something? Well, the Ashanti Regional Minister says that even if we start, forget about.
Yeah, because
end of 2024.
He said what? It is the arterial access routes that are 24 months, but the actual this is the beauty I was talking about.
The designs are awesome, super. You know, especially the flyover, the very top one.
No, look at the top one. Hey. No, but this thing, it will be wider than the Pokwasi interchange.
Oh, yeah.
When they finish, it won't be easy. Look at the green grass in the middle there, the circle there. Wow.
Hey, Eradi. Anyway,
NPP government.
Chairman Woon to me has been speaking. Yeah?
Yeah.
And that's
Mr. Enchibuesiako.
Mr. Enchibuesiako, Bernard, Bernard. Yeah. Bernard Enchibuesiako has been speaking. Now, the story is on the Citi newsroom. Let me quickly take it. The new Patriotic Party executives in the Ashanti region, led by Regional Chairman Bernard Enchibuesiako, Chairman Wontumi, have urged the government to expedite the processes for work to commence on the Suame interchange project. Now, you may want to pay attention to the key words here. Commence, meaning that we are still waiting
for the commencement.
For the work to begin. They emphasize that the project is of great importance to the people of the Ashanti region and should be prioritized by the Akufo-Addo-led government. Despite President Akufo-Addo's ceremonial groundbreaking in October 2022, work on the project is yet to commence. Chairman Wontumi, as he is popularly known, expressed their plea for the president to ensure that the work on the Suame interchange begins. The NPP executives believe that starting the project would contribute to garnering support for the president in the region in the 2024 elections. Let's not forget that it's not a president who will be on the ballot paper.
No.
So NPP people, you have your fate in your hands. Now, moving on, we are only begging the president to ensure that work begins on the Suame interchange. There's a quote, we know he cannot fulfill all his promises, but at least he must start work on this project so that people vote for him in 2024, unquote. The Suame interchange project, which is in fulfillment of a pledge the president made during a tour of the Ashanti region in 2021, will consist of a 4-tier interchange at the current Suame roundabout with overpasses at the Abrepo, Kofrom, Anomanje, Magazine, New Road, and Abusia-Krua junctions. It will be the first 4-tier interchange in the Ashanti region and the second in the country after the Pokwasi interchange in the Greater Accra region. Now, construction of the interchange will be undertaken by MS Grupo Dismar of Spain and Rango Construction Limited, a Ghanaian company, while the complementary road component will be undertaken wholly by a Ghanaian firm, Rango Construction Company Limited, with the supervision of the entire project being the responsibility of the Ministry of Roads and Highways through the Department of Urban Roads. A beautiful story there, beautiful images, fantastic idea, but we are yet to see the work start, and this is where we are. So the people of Suame are demanding, and by extension the Ashanti region are demanding their pound of flesh because they really believe that they are being taken for granted.
I do believe we have some sound bites from Chairman Wontumi speaking. Let's take a listen to him.
When the government cuts short or he commences a project and it delayed, it means that there is a possible cause. And that cause is the reason why the regional executives have conglomerated here to pray for the government and pray for Nana Akufo-Addo, for the Ashanti Party and Ashanti Region to have a favor for the commencement of interchange become the reality, not cutting short. That is why we are permitting His Excellency, the President of the Republic, that still the Ashanti region people are looking upon him. It's not that they are not going to vote. They have already voted for us, as it done in 2004, and as they also voted in 2016 and 2020.
Right, so there you have him, the Ashanti Regional NPP Chairman, Bernard Entry Bosiako, also known as Chairman Wontumi, pleaded with government to make sure that the Suame interchange, as promised, is delivered, because this will be a major decider in the 2024 elections. And realistically, this is going to make their work very, very difficult on the grounds. Yeah. Because if this is not done, I don't know what they are going to be campaigning on.
Well, you see, my difficulty with what he's even saying is that, you remember the erstwhile president, Kufuor, began a project to build Accra to Kumasi, right? The dual carriage to Accra to Kumasi. When he left, since he left, we still have portions of the highway not completed.
Yeah.
We've not been, listen, President Kufuor left when? In 2008.
Yeah.
He was gone, that was it.
Yes.
How many years
Almost
later?
20 years.
I mean, look, we are doing 15 years already since Kufuor left office, right? The Kumasi Highway is still not complete.
Yeah.
We've had several governments since Kufuor. It's still not complete. It's just going to tell you that you see, unless Chairman feels that we can throw powder or sand in people's eyes and that they'll believe anything. Because you know what he said? He said, let them just come and start the project. Because if they start the project, the people will vote for you. But we're in this country.
But he's been truthful.
Projects have started.
He's been truthful.
Really?
He has been truthful.
So,
but I don't know what happens.
When you start.
Look, I always say that we are our own problem. Okay? The project will start, they will campaign, and they will get the votes. Is that not what happens all the time? Right or wrong?
Let me drink my coffee. I'm tired.
That is what is going to happen.
I can't believe this. No, but you see, people of Ashanti Region, I don't know how you feel. But
I'm one anyway.
Yeah, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yes, I
so
know.
talk to
I'm
us.
an affiliate.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel, but to be very honest with you, part of our challenges have been the fact that we receive promises, we don't see the promises fulfilled, but we don't punish the people who make the promise for not fulfilling their promise. We just...
You see, the problem has always been the fact that, look, this is our stronghold and all that, and people will blindly, go do their own thing because they feel this is where our loyalty lies. And so blindly they will follow whether they are satisfied or not. I mean, I remember in 2020 when I had to do the constituency, you visit people and David, sometimes when you hear what we say, voters are saying,
like the reasons
you
why
realize
they are
that we are the problem, we are going through what we are going through. Because the leaders, the politicians know that this is our stronghold. Regardless of what happens, they will vote for us. And so, and they know, and that has been the trend. Anyway, let's go to the Ashanti region. Hafiz Tijani, our regional correspondent, is there somewhere. Hi, Hafiz.
Hi, friends. Hi, friends.
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Good morning.
So where are you in Kumasi now?
Well, I'm currently at the Suame Runabout.
Okay. Now, what can we see, or what can you tell us in Suame Runabout? Anything you want to report to us? Do you see anything different, you know, from, let's say, 4 months ago?
So what I can see different 4 months ago is that the place has become bushy, and the barricade they have used to cordon off the Suame Runabout area where the interchange project is supposed to come on is falling off. So that is the only difference I can see after President Akufo-Addo led high-powered delegation, government delegation here to cut the sword for the commencement of the project in October 2022.
Hafiz, you're saying that
Yes,
the place has become overgrown, which means that literally nothing has been done since the sword cutting.
Exactly. You don't see any physical work here when you come here as a lay person. We don't know of the technical aspects, but physically, people would want to see something going on here after the president cut the sword. So you are not seeing anything of that sort. We're told when we came here, somewhere last week, some youths came here to weed the other side of the runabout, but this side is bushy, as you can see in the background.
Now, putting your ear on the ground, what's the general sentiment among the people, you know, of the constituency? What's the general sentiment? Are they going to vote the way they've always voted, or is there agitation to switch camps, as it were?
Well, people are not so happy about the delays in the start of work here on the project side, because if you look at the Suame Runabout, it does not only benefit people in Suame. Looking at the name, is very closer to the Suame municipality, who would have, or where inhabitants will have a lot of benefits. But you look at municipalities like the Tafo Municipal, you look at the Kumasi Metropolis, they all are going to benefit in the project, or when the project is being done. So you look at the ancillary facilities, the ancillary roads, the access routes. We have the Kumasi Metro having its share of roads as part of the project. We have the Tafo Municipality having its share of the road as part of the project. And we are not even talking about people living in the Ashanti region. People who travel to the northern part of the country. So the Suame Runabout is an intersection where people travel, or buses or vehicles go through Tamale, Boko, Boga, Paga. And they even go as far as Togo and Burkina Faso. And that's even outside Ghana. And when you take another portion of the interchange, that leads you to Yeji, somewhere in the Bono regions, Yeji Prime, Atebo, and then other areas within the Bono East area. And when you take another portion or another section of the intersection, it leads you also to the Bono regions. That's the Sunyani and the Afo regions as well. So the Suame Interchange project is beneficial not only to people within Suame, not only to people within the Kumasi Metropolis, not only to inhabitants of the Ashanti region, but Ghana as whole and as far as outside Ghana, because heavy-duty trucks who cut their vehicles from the ports of Ghana, this is the intersection they use to Burkina Faso, to Togo, and other neighboring countries. So people are not happy about the delays in the construction. They say, one, is going to ease the congestion here, is going to ease the number of accidents, is going to ease the number of vehicular breakdowns that we experience on this road. So the camera is panning, and you can see some of these heavy-duty trucks I'm talking of. They cut goods, they cut other items, farm inputs, and this is a daily activity. You see, this heavy-duty truck is taking the direction heading towards the north. So it shows that the Suame Interchange project, when done, is very, very important to the socio-economic development of the country.
Now, Hafiz, we heard Chairman Wuntumi speaking yesterday, and we played it back a few minutes ago. What sense do you get that the impact of the project actually beginning before the 2024 elections, how much will it influence people in terms of their voting pattern?
So yesterday during the press conference, Chairman Wuntumi alluded to that. He says that he mentioned the Kumewu by-election. When the MPP was there for the first time to campaign, he said people hooted at the executives who were there. Meaning that there was apathy. The people of Kumewu, he said that the people of Kumewu had said that the party has abandoned them for years now. The MPP has dominated in that constituency, and they have not seen a lot or a number of development, especially the road. So that is why the MPP regional chairman is making the plea and saying that this is the feedback they are getting from constituents within the 47 constituencies in the Ashanti region, and this is the feedback they are getting from the districts, the metropolis, and the municipalities. This is what people are talking on local radio stations here. Usually when they phone into talk shows programs, they talk about some of these concerns like the Suame interchange. Even standing here, David, drivers who are passing by, they call us and say, tell them to do the project, tell them to do the interchange. The interchange is delaying. You hear a number of some of these comments when you come around the Ashanti region.
So do you have anybody there that we can talk to, somebody who is a resident of the area who can share some kind of experience and thoughts, feelings of the people on the ground?
Well, I have the assembly member for the new Suame Kotoko electoral area, Eric Owusu-Ansah. He has lived in this area, and he's the assembly member for the area, and he knows a lot about this area. You are welcome to Citi TV Breakfast Daily.
Thank you, my brother.
Suame interchange, you have lived here. How important will this project be to people of Suame? Let's talk about where you come from.
Yeah, like this project, the people in Suame, it has become our heart, because everybody in Suame and around these enclaves uses this roundabout. And sometimes, if you see the big truck that have been passing around this roundabout, if one of the big truck got 40, you see the traffic congestion. You go from a room hotel stretching to KJTR, because sometimes there is a huge traffic here. You see that it will take you about even 1 hour before you can get to your workplace. So I think the roundabout has become necessary for its construction. For that matter, it will increase the economic activities of the people within Suame and around Suame.
You are an assembly member, and the president came here somewhere last year to cut the sword for the commencement of this project. What do you hear from your electorates?
Because when you go to them, they will be asking you, when are we going to construct the interchange? When is the work going to commence? And me as an assembly member, I have seen, some of the indication that the project is coming to a start, because if you go to Kodia now, I've seen the Rango Company Limited. They have a site there. You see that the machines are there. You also see them on the road doing some testing and other stuff. So you tell our people that they should exercise patience sooner and sooner. And as I was telling you earlier, you see, if somebody asks something from you, it means that the person believes that you can do it for her. That is why the good people of Suame and in Kumasi and Ghana as a whole is asking our President Nana Akufo-Addo to construct this interchange for us, so that it can ease the easy access for the people for the economic activities within the area of Suame.
Yeah. So the residents who speak to you about some of the delays, how worried are they when they talk about these issues?
Well, they are worried because their worry is from Suame to KJTR, Suame to Krofrom, Suame to Tafo, Suame to Abipo Junction. We have limited road access, so you still need you still use the roundabout to get to your destination. And sometimes because of the traffic congestion, that is their major worry because of the traffic congestion. Sometimes happens around this roundabout. So what they are saying is that if the interchange is being put in place, they will have easy access to go about their normal activities as the residents of Suame.
What will be your appeal, or what will you do with other assembly members to kind of also call on the government? Because residents are calling on the government. We have the MPP chairman for the region also appealing to the government to start the project. What will you do in your capacity with other assembly members as influential people within the areas to also appeal to the government?
Yes, what we as assembly members within the Suame municipality, we are also appealing to the government that the project has become necessary for a start. So we don't know what is hindering the start of the project. So we are appealing to the government that as soon as possible they should come on site for the people to see that the project has started. So their nerves will be calmed down. And I believe when the project is completed, it will help the people in Suame. So we are still appealing to the government for the start of this project.
Do you get some updates when you go for assembly meetings?
Yeah, sometimes you get updates because sometimes you see the contractor coming to the office of the assembly. And the last time we heard about the people on the roadside, their compensation issues. So that is where the last thing that I heard that in talks with the people of how they are going to compensate the people that are going to be affected through the projects. Yeah, that is the thing that we heard. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Dave, that's the assembly member for the new Suame Kotoko electoral area. He has been talking about some sentiments and feedback he's been getting from people in this electoral area. The kind of complaints they give about the delays in the start of the project. I'll speak to another resident here who are regular users of this intersection, and to find out from him how he's also going to benefit when the Suame interchange is constructed. You are welcome to Citi TV.
Oh, thank you, sir.
When you heard that there was going to be an interchange here at Suame roundabout, how did you feel as a resident?
Oh, ni nyina ye ni age. Esa de passe ebe Kumasi. Hwe Kumasi so ya Asante MPP. Omo stronghold pa nti ye ni age. E ma traffic ensi kwa me free ahinkro. Ena ya me bebia me ba ha adwuma. Na wo hwa traffic ya ye disu free krono ebeduru ase nye easy o. De ye hye nana. Ese na numa asem o kai no. Onye maye. Because kai so ba police station be kai say omo say onum omanim begu ase. Me pese na nim begu ase. Me pese odi no bo hye so. Me sere do me na we dem sere wo. Na ha say so no car kase atwam ha pa. To side there be a kwan nisa wa wo hwe kwan we ya car kase atakreta me enu twam akwa ha wo dey imagine say the bc tira na we dey chopa na dey ma say dey be ye maye wa na Kumasi fo so dey yeso ye homla ye ho so kakra because hwe so full interchange hwe interchange bebiri ba Kumasi ya ka achiri opa ya kwan wa ye bi dey but ya kwan no a e fa say mejo akwan na ye akase na wo Kumasi ano because say kwan wo timi ye no double road amaya ya ba adwuma ya nche te sia ne abeduru ubedi traffic so sa ukwa udi traffic so de bia udi traffic so ti wodi ye mesre nana ene MPP for so omo enhwe no mo ya kwan man no de mo kan no
na apart from traffic na ebe solve no mo ba na ese brebro
oh be boa me makoni aba mu sebi onsa adwuma me ya bebia me ti achiri kakra ndi se me ba adwuma na enye traffic se mo na metimi ba adwuma ntama because so them so akronfo kra betima asa ye da attack you the traffic no any hwa utimi so be about 7 and I say that but now the traffic do so be 4 5 no wasim wo anu tu Ghana so oh to mo ye ba won say no mo ye shopping mall bi kra wa say minim say nti na mo gyan na e be ma ha kra ye fe because shopping mall yi mo say o mo gusu ba minim say interchange na mo gyan de ya e be ma so am say aye fe kama oh ye pese Kumasi ye fe na ye manum so ohun afilibi why do they sere na omo aye
your friend say
your friend me champion Elvis.
Okay, so that's a resident. He lives at Ahinkro and he comes to work to town and he uses this interchange this intersection, the Suame roundabout intersection, and he's a regular user
of this intersection, and he has been complaining about the kind of traffic, the vehicular traffic he experiences whenever he goes to the workplace and back to his destination. And he says that this project is important because it's going to ease the vehicular traffic, it's going to ensure that there's beautification here at the Suame roundabout area, and it's going to uplift the Ashanti region and the Kumasi metropolis as well. So he is also appealing to the government to come in and then construct this interchange and complete it. He says that the president, when he came here, tried to tell people about what he would do to shame his critics, and he says that the president should prove his critics wrong by doing or executing this project. So these are the sentiments, David, you get from people around.
Hafiz, thank you very much for that. Now, whilst we have you on the line, can you speak to us also about the incident that we heard about Ashanti, Anglo Gold Ashanti, the miners, the illegal miners trapped underneath? What have you heard? Are there any current updates?
Well, so the update we are getting is that there's been a military deployment at the site. We are also learning that 6 of the miners have tried to come out, and then they have been arrested by the police, or they have been handed over to the police, and now efforts are being made to bring the rest of the people who are still in. Yesterday when we spoke to one of the miners who is still underground, we managed to find his contact and speak to him, and then he says that a lot of people were weak because they didn't have food and water. We are told that these 6 people who came out, miners who came out, who managed to come out, they were so weak and they were handed over to the police. And we are also told that some of their relatives and friends rushed there with food and water to give to them because they heard that they were weak inside. Some of them were so unconscious. So that is the update for now. The number, according to the miners, of miners are about 300. So we are here to get a definite confirmation from the Anglo Gold Ashanti, the management of the Anglo Gold Ashanti. And Dave, this is not the first time this has happened. The youth in the area, they claim that that is the only source of livelihood for them. So usually they go to the site and kind of unlawful entry.
They broke into the compound illegally.
The mesh, yes, and entered into the shaft to find gold.
When they say people are weak because they haven't had food to eat, it makes it sound like they've been there for a few days. Do you know how long they've been underground? They've been trapped?
4 days.
Well, according to this miner we spoke to yesterday, they have been there for the past 4 days. And it was yesterday that the other exit route was closed and they were not finding their way out.
And up till now, we haven't had any official statement from Anglo Gold.
Exactly, Frims, but we are still doing the follow-up and we'll update our viewers and listeners on radio as well.
Right, thank you very much, Hafiz. So we'll come to you for the updates as and when you have it.
Thank you.
All right. So
very, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
About 300 people. 300 people. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people underground. Yeah. And again, these kind of things always bring, to question what systems we have put in place. Rescue. We've had so many instances for us over the past, let's say 10, 15, 20 years to develop robust systems for rescue. But I don't know what we're doing in this case here. The last time that a building collapsed, we're using pickaxes and hand saws to try and cut, iron rods and so on. We've got to do better.
You see,
we have to.
Look, David, we really need to take ourselves seriously.
Yeah.
We are human beings. Yeah. Can we just pause and add some dignity to ourselves?
That's the word.
Do you get it?
Dignity.
Look, we need to take ourselves seriously. Otherwise, we will just keep taking each other for granted. Why do we subject ourselves to some of these things? Do you get it? Why do we sit down? I mean, leaders, so-called, come to lie to us. We know they are lying to us. And because of what will benefit today, we are falling for these things. And the cycle keeps going on and on and on and on. Why do we do this to ourselves? Look, we take some of these things as jokes. We come to sit down, see them as comedy, laugh about it, and it becomes something else. And then that is it. And then we go back through the same cycle, bring the same people. Charlie, it's very frustrating, honestly.
You know, in Chile, there was a disaster some years ago, and there was a movie that came out called The 33. I don't know if anybody's seen The 33. If you haven't, get the movie and see it, because it's mind-blowing what people have been able to build for themselves in terms of robust systems. 33 people trapped underground. They rescued every last one of them. And listen, when I say trapped underground, it's a historical movie. Even though it's a movie, it's the people, some of the people who were trapped many years later were still alive when the movie came out. Okay. And they were hundreds of feet underground.
David, look, I
with
always
oxygen
say that,
running out and all of these things. They drilled down.
The kinds of disasters, that happen elsewhere. If they hit Ghana, it won't be left with an ant.
It's true.
Because we have no idea how we'll even handle this. The little things that happen, look, we have no clue how to deal with some of these things. And then we are happy as a people. And we are the ones who live, you know, like we have all the solutions, who live like we don't have problems. And this is us. This is the poor country Ghana. You know, and we talk big, and ends are just talking.
And you know what? This movie I'm talking about, they were trapped for 69 days. And the only reason why they were trapped for that long was because the people who were coming to rescue said, nobody must die. So we can't just go in any crazy, ridiculous way. They brought in scientists, physicists to calculate distances, measures, just to make sure that the mine that was there, when they are drilling to go in, to send in a chute that the people will now be pulled out of the mine. The rocks should not collapse. And they have done
David,
Africa.
We talk about earthquake issues in this country. Is our seismological industry even functioning properly? Do we have the equipment to measure some of these things? Do you get it? If any major disaster should strike, what is going to happen? How is rescue going to be like? Look, and we've seen the number of people who have died. These things happen elsewhere, and they are quick to, you know, help their people. So I wonder why we sit down for them to happen and not even put in preventive measures, because when they do happen, there's not much we can do about it anyway. Why do we put ourselves in danger? Why do we allow ourselves to be taken for granted? Why do we allow ourselves to be taken as foolish people? You know, little things make us happy.
Capable of figuring out
and it looks like the very little basic things make Ghanaians happy, including the lights go off, they come up, and we are happy, we are excited. The taps are not flowing, they flow, and we are happy. These are basic necessities elsewhere. Potable water, electricity, and we don't have this, and children are lying down on the ground to do their homeworks and study in classrooms. Children sit in mud to have their lunch meals, and the lunch are not even coming anyway. Why? Like, we're not human beings. Look, we do settle for mediocrity, and this is very, very terrible. We all need to change, all of us, from citizens to leaders, because out of us come the leaders.